I want to tell you guys how I got off blood pressure medications and how it's most likely going to work for you guys if you want to get off like metformin or any type 2 diabetes medications. I've never allowed my doctor to get me on my blood sugar medications. But I was on blood pressure medications, and here's how it kind of went. Like, once I started, I got type 2 diabetes back in 2023, and I defeated it. I lost just under 50 pounds. A lot of ailments and things that I had started disappearing. One of the things I started to notice was I was getting dizzy. So I started monitoring my blood pressure, and I was on 100 grams of losartan and 25 grams of atenolol for blood pressure, for hypertension. And as I started to get dizzy, I noticed, that my blood pressure was getting a lot lower. So because of quitting sugar, alcohol, eating mostly clean, actually 100% clean, losing all that weight and everything, it's just the blood pressure, the medications was too much. So it came down to the point where I was getting dizzy, almost to the point of feeling like I was going to faint. And my doctor told me, go ahead and break your pills in half. So I did that. I still was getting dizzy. If you guys don't know, I'm a roofing contractor by trade, so it's not good to be up on a roof feeling like you're going to faint or black out, So I had to do something drastically. Eventually, I just took myself off my meds, and this is not medical advice. I'm not saying anybody should do this. If you are a type 2 diabetic, you should consult the doctor, and this is all for entertainment purposes only. But yeah, I pretty much just stopped against the will of the others, and lo and behold, I've been fine. Blood pressure's been perfect, and I look. That's what's going to happen with any kind of for the majority of you, maybe not all, but what's going to happen is if you start eating clean, you stop eating sugar, your blood sugar is going to start going down. If you start doing intermittent fasting, you start doing exercise, basically you have a gas tank. Your body's like a vehicle. You've been topping off the gas tank all the time. You just need to drive it around town for a while to get rid of the excess sugars that you have stored in your body. And once those blood sugars are spent up, right, as fuel by you moving, by not introducing much new carbohydrates and stuff in your diet, depending on which direction you want to go with your diet, whether you want to go vegetarian, carnivore, or just keto, or like I'm pretty much paleo, which just means I eat some vegetables, very few vegetables, mostly I would say like maybe 5% vegetables, 10% fruit, 85% meat, healthy fats and stuff like that. So, but yeah, you're going to start noticing that reduction, and you're going to want to stay in touch with your doctor, and you want to get a continuous glucose monitor if you can. This is what's going to measure. This is, I always say, guys, it's like driving your vehicle around town, representing your body. You're just driving your body around town. You have a gas pedal and a brake and a steering wheel, but you have no gas gauge, no odometer. You have no speedometer to know how fast you're going. No way to track that. Getting a continuous glucose monitor, or at least a glucometer, a finger stick, gives you some sort of insight to what's happening with the motor of your body. So as to help you guys help your doctor help you, that's what you're going to want to do. Is you're going to want to start showing your blood sugars. When they start dipping down low, they're going to keep going lower and lower and lower to the point where you're going to have to do something, and your doctor's probably going to recommend that they cut your dosages by a certain percentage. It'll get to the point, if this is what you want in your life and you are living clean, you're getting exercise, you're practicing all the things that I share with you guys on this broadcast, eventually what's going to happen, and I've seen it, and I'm working with a few people right now where the doctors are pretty much saying, yeah, I think whatever you're doing is great. Just keep it simple. I don't think you need to tell your doctor anything other than just show them your blood sugars. If they ask, share with them. But for the most part, they want to look good by you looking good, right? So if your blood sugars are great and you can get off those meds, if you have a doctor, I would say, or I wouldn't say doctor, a healthcare practitioner who is insisting that you stay on the meds, you need to find another healthcare practitioner, right? Especially if your blood sugars are dipping low and going too low. So that's how you can actually really get off your meds, and guys, it's totally possible. If you guys want help with this, there's a link in the description. You guys can contact me. It's completely free. You can book a one-on-one with me, and I'll help you with any way that I can to get you, my brothers, off the meds. or just keep you away from them before you decide to get on them, try out doing intermittent fasting. Try doing some exercises and stuff like I do. Change your diet and your mindset, you know, get a little emotional intelligence and learn about yourself, what your limits are and what you can do about it. You know, I went full Sparta on this shit and I pretty much beat it out, guys. The good news too is literally it takes years of accumulation of fucking up your body to the point where it turns and your pancreas, which produces the insulin in your body, just wears out, right? And you have an overabundance of sugar just crowded in your body. You know, it takes many years for your body to really break down. Your body's a significant, powerful thing, an organism that just wants to live, but it takes many years to get there. The good news with type 2 diabetes is it's relatively quick. For me, it was like 3 months. Like I basically went from 6.5 down to like 5.3, I think it was, 5.3. And I beat it, guys. And same thing with the blood pressure meds. So many things are going to disappear. Arthritis, migraines, blurry vision, erectile dysfunction, a lot of things are just going to disappear. And that's what I want for you guys. Well, that's the message. Let's check out my blood sugars for today. Again, this is my continuous glucose monitor. And what I'm going to show you is the interface to that. And we're going to go through everything I ate today and what effects my blood sugars have. What exactly does it look like for reals in real time? Because you guys understand this glucose monitor, it gives me updates every 5 minutes in real time, 24/7. So you guys are going to see everything that's going on with me, what someone who has stopped insulin resistance, somebody who has reversed type 2 diabetes, what it actually looks like, and the diet. So let's go ahead and let's do that. All right, so here's that interface as I was telling you guys. And one thing I always like to share is your fasting insulins, meaning at nighttime while I was sleeping, you guys can see it was in the low area. This dark gray zone is the optimal glucose range. And guys, do not get deterred about this is a time and range. This means that if I maintain without any spikes, it gives me a score and I'm at 100%. I'm 100% because I'm a show pony and I need to be that. I'm the Bruce Lee of type 2 diabetes, so I have to look really good for you guys. And that's the reason I do this. If you guys are like 80, 90%, you're doing just fine, man. You're doing good. I do this as a like severe, hardcore dude, you know. I don't play around, but I got to look good for the camera, for you guys, right? And that's why I do this, to stay in 100% time and range. But yeah, if you guys look at my overnights, it was like in the low 90s, even in the 80s, right? I did really good. I woke up at 6 a.m. I slept in today, so I was at, I'm gonna say, I don't know, let's go with the lower one. Sounds better. Well, let's go with the high, 93 milligrams per deciliter. So that's the tracker right there. You also have the time right here as well. Let me move this thing in a little bit. That's the time. So as I scroll through here, this is what you guys are seeing is our like 5 minutes by 5 minutes, right? So here's what happened. No dawn phenomenon today at all. That's telling me that I've pumped most of the sugar out of my body, even though I've been eating excessive amounts of food. There's not enough sugar in my body to make it spike to get a dawn phenomenon. And this is truly, guys, if you know anything about blood sugars, this is absolutely perfect. Like somebody who never had type 2 diabetes, I've gotten myself to the primo elite area of blood sugar. And again, I worked very hard on that. So no dawn phenomenon really. To tell you guys, put it in perspective too, if you wake up with blood sugars 99 and above, you're pre-diabetic. I'm sorry, 100 and above, you're pre-diabetic. 120, you're full-blown diabetic. Anything below 99 is fair game. But once you start waking up in the low 90s to like 85, that's actually the perfect sweet spot of like optimal health. So yeah, I practiced some intermittent fasting thing today. I actually had, this is the, what did I have here? That's why I do this thing here. Oh, I know what I had. All right, here we go. Yeah, this was 6 eggs with mayonnaise and mustard. And I also followed that up with salt and pepper and about 2 tablespoons of butter. I also immediately followed up with a protein shake right here. So that's what I had for breakfast. And I had that right before 9 o'clock. So the name of the game here is to let my body, my stomach empty, and my sugars be used up for the day. So I eat at 9, I skip lunch, and I eat dinner at 5. So that gives me an 8-hour window to allow everything to process out of my body. And I've really been liking this experiment. This is one from India, actually, and it's got several different names that I cannot pronounce, but yeah, it's really cool. I think you guys should give it a shot and try it out. Right here is when I got to my job. I was doing a roofing construction today, and you can see as soon as I started working, it just, whatever sugars I had got spent. It kind of went up and down. This is my body just utilizing everything to keep me going with energy, producing sugar, whatever it can from the fat and muscles. But yeah, as I went through the day, really, really excellent blood sugars here. Right here, you can see it usually takes from around noon, and this was 1 o'clock right here. But this is that ladder where I usually see a drop happen in my blood sugars. This is where the pump and dump, as I like to call it, where all the sugars were just being spent till there was nothing in there, and my body just started regulating way low in the 80s over here. So it's absolutely optimal, perfect. So something to take consideration. That's why I really recommend people eat breakfast. And then if you're going to fast 24 hours, just stick with a breakfast or a lunch. That way it gives you that time of the day while you're working out, right? Even if you're a 9-to-5 job, using your brain burns calories. So you guys are going to see that significantly drop if you switch it around instead of fasting all day and then just eating dinner, right? So this brings me up to right now where I had actually my apples and homemade pumpkin seed butter. It's made out of sea salt and also coconut oil, with just ground up pumpkin seeds till it looks like peanut butter, basically, or almond butter, like a paste. I had that with 1/4 of an apple, and I kind of packed a whole bunch of shit in here today right when I got home. I had leftovers for some reason. I can't throw them away. But I also had strawberries, probably about, I'm going to say about 8 strawberries cut in half with some homemade whipped cream, which is just raw cream with a little bit of vanilla extract, some sweetener, and also, what did I put in there? Yeah, some sweetener, and that's it. And I just whipped the whole thing up. Also, I had ribs. I had smoked ribs. I made way too much for Labor Day. I'm going to be eating ribs tomorrow, too. This is day 4. I'm actually sick of ribs at this point. But, again, I can't throw them away. You can't freeze them, otherwise they taste like shit. But, yeah, my ribs, these are beef dino ribs. And they're made with my own seasoning that doesn't have sugar in it, and it's low carb. I just make my own stuff. I don't trust anything from the grocery store, guys. It's all full of shit. It's got like, even down, if it doesn't have like sugar and chemicals, it'll have stuff like flowing agents so it doesn't cake up. And I just prefer to, it's cheaper. And the best thing to make it myself, the best thing is I can make it exactly the way I like it. So yeah, I'm pretty DIY. And if you're a DIY type of guy, you're really going to like this channel out a lot. But here's afterwards. I did a 30-minute walk. You guys can see, I think I started somewhere around right in here. Blood sugars went up, and that 30-minute walk got me down from, 104 down to 85. And it's just a brisk walk. I'm walking to where I can still have a conversation like I am now. Getting the beats per minute in the heart about 120 to 130. So yeah, that did that. And then stuff bumped up here. I think the strawberries and apples. I have not eaten fruit in a few weeks. And I think that just kind of spiked up, but my insulin came to save the day and just kind of normalized everything out. And right now, as I'm filming this is at around, 7:50 p.m. here on Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. And yeah, I'm sitting right here, and that's pretty much the day, guys. So I hope this inspires you guys to see what stopping insulin resistance looks like, what reversing type 2 diabetes looks like. Guys, I love talking about it, but I love better to show you guys, because I know a lot of you guys are skeptical and on the fence. You don't know who I am, what's going on here, right? And this is literally the action I think that you guys need to see for yourself, to understand that it is possible for you, man. It is possible. And again, if you want help, my email in the description is all there. You can email me. You can book a one-on-one call with me. There's some goodies in there. Check it out. And guys, if you really like this channel, please subscribe and share this shit. So get me up so I can go live. My whole goal is to go live with you guys and answer your questions in real time. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And thanks a lot for your time.